Who Season 2, was it a success or a disaster?
Roll the titles. You like that?
Yeah.
Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy Ozzy with my fiancée
Elizabeth.
Good to have you back. Good to have you back.
It's almost as if I never went anywhere.
Exactly. So yeah, we're going to be discussing Doctor Who Season 2, Ncuti Gatwa's final season. Now, this is going to be a raw, uncut video because, well, I just don't have the time to edit it. So sit back, relax, enjoy, put your feet up, or do it when you're washing the dishes or something. But,
like, listen to it like a podcast.
Yeah, treat it like a podcast, even though it's not officially a MonoSupreme podcast.
We should do one, honestly, at this point.
A couple of things to get out of the way. We've got Doctor Who Merch Hunt coming back very, very soon. We've only got 2 episodes, kind of like a pilot episode, and then we're going to be setting up a Patreon to go alongside that with some really cool rewards. And we've got a few custom videos coming soon. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and all that good stuff.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
That's it. That's
it.
And make sure you go and
hit the bell to never miss a video.
Yeah, you're on it. You're on it. I've got a TikTok now as well. It's MonoSupreme 2. That's in the description. And also check out the eBay store for there's some really cool Dalek kits, some Crinoid kits coming soon. So go check that out. Link in the description. But anyway, topic of the video. Season 2.
Is Doctor Who
a
success or a failure this season?
Let's just say, do we say right away?
Okay, so let's just say in one word, success or failure, go.
I can't, it's really difficult.
Well, for me, I believe it's like a mix of both, like 50-50. There's some episodes that I loved, and then there's some episodes which are like...
Well, I want to say success, to be honest. I know, we'll talk about the future of it in a separate video with all the Disney deal, so subscribe for that. We're going to talk about the future of Doctor Who, but I think kind of getting Doctor Who back on its feet, I think I'd probably say a success. I know that's kind of contrary to what the internet's saying at the moment, what with the Billy Piper stuff, but I don't know, it got the money it needed, it got in front of the right audience, and it got marketed pretty well. The quality of the series was pretty spot on apart from the last 20 minutes of the last episode. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was only 20 minutes, and to be honest, I don't really care what happens next. But you know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it did a good, successful job as in getting like the spirit of Doctor Who back, in the sense like the episodes were really good. They were bringing something new each time. I guess that is because it was not all Russell T Davies. It was with different writers.
Yeah, we had a few more writers. We'll go into that.
Yeah, I like the variety that it brought into that episode.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Into the entire season. It was like a breath of fresh air, at the risk of sounding like ChatGPT, but it was... Oh
yeah, it does that all the time.
It is really though. It is really though a breath of fresh air. My problem is also the last episode, as Oscar said.
Well, I mean, pretty much the entire fandom's basically... I mean, I do think people were overreacting a little bit, but we'll get onto that later, so in about 50 minutes time, so sit back and relax. But it says on IMDb the first season 2 episode was Joy to the World, which was the Christmas special.
Yes, that was with Nicola Coogan, I think, my Bridgerton actress.
Did you like Joy?
I think I liked it. It was a bit sad because she felt like she was one of those people that didn't deserve anything. But it was a good ending that she became Joy to the World in Bethlehem. It was good.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Come to think of that, like, what was that all about?
It was bizarre, but then it is very in line with Christmas specials. So.
Well, yeah, you can kind of get away with them being a bit crappy, but no, I mean overall. I quite like that. That was the first episode to me that Gatwa really felt like the Doctor in that episode. Because I've said it before, but I think Stephen Moffat writes the Doctor a lot better than Russell T Davies does.
Was it a Stephen Moffat special?
Yeah, it was a Stephen Moffat episode. So, I mean, I think Moffat should have had to go a couple more scripts this season, or at least one more maybe. But yeah, Joy to the World, I did like it. Not the best, you know, I wasn't really a fan of the Doctor and that woman, basically, I can't remember her name now.
Oh yeah.
The hotel lady.
The hotel lady.
I just kind of wanted the plot to carry on. I didn't really care.
No, but to me that was an important part of the plot, because it showed that the Doctor the Doctor was willing to slow down and spend all of that time because
Why did he do it? I've forgotten.
I've forgotten too, but probably because the TARDIS was stuck somewhere.
But there's another. Oh, you won't know this, but there's another TARDIS on Earth, like the 14th Doctor, David Tennant.
Yeah.
There's another TARDIS on Earth.
What is backup TARDIS?
Basically.
There's two TARDISes?
There's two TARDISes out there. So, I mean, this era is kind of. Look, this era is plagued with issues. What I said earlier about me thinking it's success, that's not me saying that it's not plagued with a lot of problems this season. I'm just talking in the broader sense of things, I guess. But yeah, no, I quite liked the Christmas one. I thought it was okay.
How would you rate it on 10?
I feel like I haven't even done any kind of deep diving into this one.
True.
But
then
I can't really remember what happened. It's been ages. But yeah, Joy to the World, I'd probably give it about a 6, I'd say.
Me too.
Purely for the fact that I really enjoyed the Gatwa in that, and it was just a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. And it was at Christmas. We were a little bit drunk, we were a little bit tired.
And I was sick.
And you were sick. And there was a Silurian in it, which I like Silurians.
Oh, yeah.
So that was cool. But yeah, I can't really give you much more than that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I did like the briefcase. What was the briefcase about? What was it?
Oh, it was the compact star in the briefcase, the super condensed star that would blast something.
I remember enjoying that, so I like the whole weird sci-fi twist to it. But yeah, 6. I think so.
I think I really like the concept of the time hotel. So
yeah, it's
for
a
that
cool
I
idea.
would give it a 7.
I don't think it was quite realised to its full potential.
Yeah, I believe that it just because it comes back in the final episode. In that sense, I just believe it was like a prop setup. I just couldn't.
I feel like that was kind of just hastily put in there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, yeah, we can put this in there. But moving on to an episode I do actually remember things about. The Robot Revolution, which introduces Miss Belinda Chandra.
9 out of 10 straight away.
You like that one?
I love that episode. I think it was something new and it was something very pertinent to the current internet and general culture. And it was done in a good way, and the Doctor being the Doctor.
Oh, because, I mean, I'll just jump straight into it. It was the whole incel thing.
Yeah!
Which, look, I'm not one of these people, you know my stance, guys. I'm not the kind of person to go, woke this, woke that, woke everything. But I kind of feel like the majority of the villains this season kind of just being like incels, basically.
Not the majority. I mean, we had the guy from the Diamond Planet, that that one. Then we had the film Pix Lux, whatever his name
True.
was, and then we had the story one, the story mind story. The god of stories.
Yeah.
That one, the spider one. So I politely disagree on that point. I do not believe our
maybe it's just
all
about
of our heroes.
Okay, not all. Before you
but
click
that
off,
guy. But
guy. Like two very similar ideologies for the guy in this and Conrad on the podcast.
Yeah. I almost thought Conrad was the same guy as this.
Me too. Yeah. I think it was just like, I don't know, lack of creative inspiration, I guess. I don't know which one I prefer actually out of the two villains.
I prefer Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad was quite cool.
Yeah.
This isn't me saying I didn't like these interpretations. I just think like get a bit more creative sometimes. But no, the creature, well, the design of him in the AI system was quite
cool,
quite Terminator-esque kind of thing. It was really quite cool. I like that whole sequence. It was all kind of with the electricity going everywhere. The visuals were really cool. I think it was a pretty decently well directed episode. You know, obviously within the budget. But yeah, other things in that episode, probably quite a few. The robots.
The Belinda Chandra robots. Yeah,
they were quite cool.
They were cool.
I mean, I would have liked it if the robots had different colours, because they were all just red.
Yeah.
And if we had I don't know. Well, it's not like we're going to get any action figures anytime soon, but maybe in 5 years' time. But I don't know, make them a bit more toyetic. But no, I quite enjoyed it. It did feel very rushed. Like he really likes to do fast-paced introductory stories that are just really, really fast. And
But the one moment that really struck me in this episode was really kind of established the Doctor-companion relationship was when the Doctor was more than happy and gave her all these options to, you could travel here, you could travel there, you could travel anywhere in time and space, and Belinda goes, no.
Take me home.
Take me home, I'm not somebody. And then then he goes like, I took a sample of your DNA.
Oh, that, yeah,
exactly
yeah,
like that.
That was quite cool.
And she was like, how dare you do that? And I believe that was a really, that scene really struck out to me as this is a companion who knows her boundaries, and she realizes being with the Doctor is essentially kind of giving up a bit of herself and a normal life. That was a quite interesting depth into that part. But then obviously it's Doctor Who she has to go with.
Well, yeah, she gets wooed a bit too quickly.
Yeah.
This is all very, I don't know what the word is, frivolous the right word, where it's, I don't know, kind of a bit throwaway.
Yeah.
You know, they needed a buzzword for her to have, like, oh, take me home. That was like in the trailers, that was the soundbite.
Yeah, but then she doesn't put up enough resistance, if you know what I mean.
No, I know. Yeah. Maybe that's just because she's too nice of a person.
True, could be.
Oh, well, at least she has more of a character than Ruby Sunday did. I mean, less said about, she's coming back later in the season anyway.
But when Ruby Sunday does come back later, I quite like her. This time.
I like the whole the robots naming a planet Miss Belinda Chandra.
The robots.
Oh, did they not do that?
No, it was an incel guy who.
Oh, it
went
was.
and named the planet.
Yeah, because he gave her the
certificate.
This should just be called Oscar Tries to Remember What Happened in season 2 of Doctor Who. But yeah, he gave the certificate thing about the star being named after her. That was really cool, actually.
That was really cool.
That was a really cool, quirky plot point. So, you know, I do like this one. I think it just suffers massively from pacing issues. I would have liked it to have been a 2-parter, to be honest. And like the Doctor's friend as well, that woman, I can't remember. She got killed like straight away.
Oh yeah.
And then the muscly man with the no characters, like, she's just died, show some respect, and like it never gets past that.
Anyway,
yeah, it's a bit one note, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 6. I know I just gave the other one a 6, but
I would just give it a 7 as well because of that last scene that I was talking about. But probably when I watched it, I probably gave it like an 8, but now I would give it a 7.
You know what? I got the same rating on these 2 episodes as IMDb.
Really?
They both got a 6 out of 10.
You sure you're not copying from there?
And Lux was going to be a 7 for me as well.
Oh.
Spoiler.
Lux was going to be an 8 for me.
But yeah, Lux with the animated character.
Oh, it was lovely. It was like something completely new, so I quite liked it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, obviously I'm a filmmaker and I like old kind of movies and things like that, so it was nice to see that kind of thing represented on TV, which was really cool. I don't know who wrote this one. I think it might have been Russell T Davies. That was fun. Alan Cumming, the voice of Mr. Ringading, I think he was called. Did you like Mr. Ringading?
Yeah, he was nasty.
Nasty. Yeah, it was cool. He was very malicious, and we've missed that a little bit in Doctor Who, where monsters are just malicious
for the sake of it. But I do often wonder with this episode is should it have been like interchanged with the Belinda Chandra planet? If this was the introductory episode 1, then I believe it would have created a lot stronger impact on
I think the Doctor and Belinda had to, be a bit more acquainted with each other to just kind of get on with the story.
Yeah.
And didn't he say that man's wife could get resurrected or something?
Yeah.
And they was manipulating the cinema owner.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of the racial commentary, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, that was the only time where racial commentary was done right, in the sense that it was not on your face, but it was subtle enough for you to take a, sit up and take a look at it. So yeah. Because it was so easily forgotten when they landed in the 1950s, was it?
Or
40s, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 40s, 50s, even we get complacent sometimes. Even I forgot that this was a time of racial segregation, and it was only then kind of even for your complexion that made me think of, oh right, yeah. So it's good. It was really done well. I like that one.
Yeah, handled with care. But also poignant where it needed to be. I mean, I can't really say too much more about this one other than it was cool and different. I mean, I didn't like the ending, how he got killed by too much sun, and it's like...
It makes sense, though.
Is he ever even going to be able to leave a building if that's the case? Or he can only go out at night time? What was that whole deal?
But then it made sense that he couldn't go... For him, it was he could only last in night time. He couldn't go out during day because all of that sun was going to kill him. Makes sense.
A basic ending, but at the same time, it's a kids' show.
Sure.
So, forget about the intricacies. Well, that's what I kind of got from this season, as in they really were just trying to make it a bit more kid-friendly.
Which is good.
Which, yeah, I mean, obviously Doctor Who's going to be coming to CBeebies soon, so we need to recapture the children audience.
Yeah.
Are
we going to watch the CBeebies when they come
out? Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to watch those.
You're a baby.
The Well. Now, this is going to be an interesting one because... Basically, the internet told me that it was the best episode ever written, and myself and Stan, because Stan and Sladine came over to watch it with us. And we both just kind of went, what was that?
Yeah, I thought it was alright, not too good, but alright. Yeah. Because I quite liked the fact that they were like multiple creatures at the end, the way it kind of framed it, that there were multiple creatures hiding behind each people, so... But yeah, other than that, it was a really flat episode. Didn't like it at all.
Well, you said you liked it.
I liked it back then, but apart from that bit, I don't like it.
Don't just change it just because I said that I didn't like it.
No, it's just like when you have like a certain amount of gap between watching a thing and then revisiting and talking about it, your opinions change.
Yeah, go rewatch it and basically give me notes on how the episode was any good.
Yeah.
Because... Look, I respect people's opinions and things, yada yada yada. Do I really? Yeah, of course I do. But the whole episode to me was just a person sat in the middle of the room and then saying, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, and all that kind of thing. And it's like, it just got so tiresome after a while.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's just because we were filming a short film on that day and we were knackered by the end of it. But it didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want a sequel to Midnight. I thought that was a terrible idea. It's like, what is the point? Because this thing, sure, it can evolve, but it was nothing like it was in Midnight.
Oh, this is the episode where we got the David Tennant jump scare.
Yeah, the Tennant jump scare.
Yeah.
Plenty more of those to come. Thanks, Russell. But no, all in all, this episode really didn't do anything for me. It's pointless me commenting on the acting, really, because obviously everyone was fine. But
it is set in the same way as it was in the original Midnight. It was in a closed space, in a ship. In this case, in the mining thingy. But for some reason, it was much more like tense in the the original.
It was a lot tighter, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot tighter than this one.
Well,
there was not that, the tension just wasn't there.
Oh, I didn't get any tension at all. I just thought the way it was directed was just really flat. It just looked like something that needed to go on Disney. It didn't give me any horror vibes. It didn't give me anything.
Yeah.
So
it was neither psychological horror or just plain horror, when the original did both of that.
Yeah,
so.
I know. We're going to get a lot of hate in the comments. But,
I don't care. I prefer the original.
Yeah.
Minus David Tennant.
Well, I was going to rewatch The Well for this review, but then I thought, I've got better things. The Well, this episode.
Oh, The Well, okay.
And I thought I've got much better things to do. I'm at that point where if I don't like an episode, I'll just leave it. I can't be bothered rewatching it anytime soon. When we get to the Ncuti Gatwa season on our marathon, then that's probably when I'm going to rewatch it. But no, they got out of the TARDIS and they were in the spacesuit straight away, and like, come on, like, if you're trying to get me to take it seriously, maybe actually try and be serious and don't do stupid things like that. Tonal inconsistencies. I think that's why I didn't like it. But episode 4 was probably my favourite, Lucky Day. With the white nationalists.
Oh yes, that was my favourite too. That was a really good episode. Ruby Sunday comes back in that episode, and she comes back as a much more fuller character, which I think was well done. I personally loved that episode. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think I gave it a 10, to be honest. I absolutely loved it. I think it's just because it was so different from the one that came before. I think the variety this season has been the biggest blessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought... it's funny because did I see the twist coming about Conrad being...
I didn't.
A far-right conspiracist?
I didn't.
No, I mean, I just thought, oh, this guy's a bit flat. Like, what's the point of this guy being in this episode? And it's like, oh, well, surely they're going to do something with him if nothing happens. But, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really predict it, but I thought the creatures were really cool.
The creatures were and then the way Kate Stewart comes in with her badass self. I think that moment like really made me a Kate Stewart fan. Like, I'm so eager to get the spin-off. To see
they've done a lot more with Kate this time around than they have done before, but I loved seeing the creature attacking that guy. It felt quite satisfying. And
I think that was the first time like Doctor Who kind of went into that revenge bit. You know, because in most of the show it ends in a benevolent way, but this time you had to show him the real consequences of his actions, which I believe was a really great note to end it on, rather than being I'm the bigger person.
Well, I mean, it was just so accurate, like with its portrayal of social media as in like a bunch of idiots being given technology, as in like they just speak to the camera as if it's facts what they're talking about, and just nutcases being given free speech. Basically. God, it's like we were watching the Louis Theroux Nazi documentary.
Oh my
last
god,
night.
yeah.
Could you imagine those guys now? I wonder whether they've got like a TikTok or something.
Probably they have.
Yeah.
They're on those internet forums lurking. They're on those anonymous Twitter accounts, the bots just spewing hatred. They're there. And unfortunately, with the advent of the internet and social media, now they've found their community.
Yeah, crazy.
Earlier in the day, they were much more, what should I say, isolated. Like during that time.
Yeah. I would say keep them isolated, but at the same time, maybe make them go out and make friends. I don't know. But, I don't know. Anyway, that's a complete, huge tangent, but when the Doctor confronted Conrad at the end, that was really cool, and I like how Conrad like kept his cool. Like he didn't crack or anything, because it just shows these people are so far radicalized that
nothing can get through to them.
Nothing gets through to them. Like, Ncuti was a treat this season, and I mean, I am a bit bitter about him having to move on, but at the same time, 2 seasons, I think it's fair. You know. At least
I'm gonna bring back my complaint.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for that.
So, yeah, we'll talk about that later on, but lucky day, 10 out of 10, I love this episode. I don't know whether it'll hold up on repeat viewings though. I have a feeling my score would probably go down on repeat viewings.
Really?
Yeah, what with you being able to see the twist.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, these kind of episodes with a twist in the middle, I guess don't really hold up as much on repeat viewings, because you know what's going to happen, so I don't know. Best not overthink it, really. Okay, episode 5.
This is this one?
The barbershop episode.
10 on 10. Right away. 10 on 10. Wait, 11 on 10 actually.
Really?
I loved it.
You liked it that much?
I liked it so much. It was a complete different setup, a complete different culture. And the idea of stories connecting people. That was the basic essence of the episode, stories connecting people. And that is all obviously something I'm really passionate about.
Of course, and literature background, you can tell that.
Yeah, literature background, and basically dealing with stories all the time. And also the fact that this was written by a playwright.
Yeah, written by somebody who had never written for TV before.
Yes.
Which was really interesting.
So you could see the influences of theatre a lot in this episode, as in like there were a lot of dialogues in this, very heavy dialogues, and it was very the set didn't move around a lot. It was all happening in the barber shop, and whenever the set doesn't move around and there's a heavy dialogue, it all falls on the actors and the setup and the camera to kind of pull that tension, which I think was very well done. And we also got to see the Lady Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, you covered about 1 million points there, but the Fugitive Doctor.
The Fugitive
came
Doctor.
Back,
Yes.
Which was, I was never the biggest fan of the Fugitive. I didn't like that episode in season 12, but I don't know. There's just something about.
You didn't like that episode?
No, not this one. The one in
one.
season 12. Prisoner of a Jadoon or whatever it was. Or Fugitive of the Jadoon, I can't remember. But yeah, no, it was really nice to see. There's just something about Joe Martin as a person that she's just kind of infectious in the way that she brings positivity to a lot of things. So, you know, love Jo Martin. I like the Jo Martin Doctor. I'm not as big as everybody else, but still, it got a little bit of a, oh, cool, from me.
And also, it was cameo done right.
Yeah, well, it was literally just one shot. It started off with... It started off with Ncuti Gatwa, and then, like, it panned past, and then it became Jo Martin. Yeah. It was like, that's how you do a cameo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very clever.
I mean, we did get another cameo in the finale.
Oh.
That was more, but I enjoyed that as well, actually. Considering I'm not the biggest fan of that era, I still enjoyed it. But yeah, Story in the Engine, I did like it. I liked the essence of sharing stories, and especially the setting of a barbershop. Yeah. Quite an inspired piece. I did enjoy it. Not my favourite, you know, probably far from it. But at the end of the day, that's not the point. The point is new blood is coming into the show. But, I hope anyway. Yeah,
but I do want to know, you said you liked it, but it wasn't your favourite. Why was it not your favourite? What are the points that detracted from the episode for you?
I don't really think it's a case of much detracting, to be honest. I did like a lot of it, but it's just not the kind of... Those kind of episodes, and I guess... Oh, I don't know. What?
You don't know?
No.
Okay. Because obviously I might go a bit harsh.
It's probably just because I obviously am more drawn to either horror or with the villains and things. So, but no, I really did enjoy the change of culture as well. Because this isn't a story you would have got, as much as I love the 60s Doctor Who, you would never have got a story like this. Yeah,
because obviously it is difficult for people to get into that kind of culture, because to me, seeing it, even though it was, I believe, a more black indigenous culture, but we do have the concept of barbershops back in India as well. So I know how that works, because I used to go with my dad when I was really younger, when he used to go to the barbershop to get his hair cut and shaved and everything, and I used to wait there and see everything. It was very, very similar to that. Just to see something on that screen was like, oh wow, I know. It just automatically gets this, oh, I belong there. I can see that happening. And also the very cool way of hair and story. That was a very, very cool aspect, that hair cutting. You have to cut your hair and then tell a story, and that's how you used to harvest the energy for the engine, the mind engine, the story engine.
It was just a spider, it was kind of a cool design, but at the same time it's like another spider.
But the spider is symbolical there, because it's webs. Stories are webs connecting civilizations. You have the same story in American, Latin American culture, indigenous culture, in Irish, in English, in Celtic, in Japanese, in Indian mythology. You have the same stories, same themes recurring, like the flood, the great flood. You have it in Sumerian cultures, you have it in the Bible, you have it in Hindu mythology, like the flood. So it's a story which connects different kind of civilizations. So it makes sense that it was a web and therefore a spider. Sorry, I'm too into this.
No, that's good.
As you can see why I decided to marry him.
You see, this is the kind of person we need speaking for the Doctor Who fandom. Somebody with some brains. I know. No, I did like this stuff. I definitely appreciated what he was going for.
Yeah.
Appreciated the different cultural aspects and fresh blood into the show.
Yes.
Absolutely. I guess it's just, I found it a little bit boring in places, but that's just me.
He's coming from a technical aspect.
I'm going to give it a 6.5.
6.5. 11.
It's better than the other ones previously.
0.5.
Oh, this is the controversial one. I don't know whether you're aware of the controversy. Interstellar Song Contest. Do you want me to just get the controversy out of the way?
Yeah, go on.
Basically, people were comparing it to the Israel and Palestine thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Eurovision was happening at the same time. Yeah, and I believe Ncuti pulled out of it.
Yeah.
And there was obviously a lot of Israel and Palestine, if you guys are not aware of that thing going on at the same time, where Eurovision gave Israel a platform to sing.
Did you fart?
No, I didn't.
Well, it might have been me and I forgot. That happens a lot, and I'm not editing. But yeah, it's basically like the Holy Land with the honey thing is a reference in the in the Torah or the Jewish Bible.
Which one?
I'm sorry, but essentially like the allegory was for the Israel-Palestine war, basically.
Yes, if it was an allegory, then it is very, very well done. And of
You
course,
think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, she sang in the language of her people.
Yeah.
And she showed the real thing, you know, the cut off horns.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yeah, it was a very hard hitting one for me.
No,
but it was quite funny though. The episode.
I think I definitely did like appreciate kind of what it was going for, like rooting for the underdog and kind of things. But yeah, there was like people were taking issue with the fact that the Doctor didn't know that he was a survivor of that planet and just decided to torture him anyway.
Which one?
Because you remember they were harvesting the planet for the...
yes.
And they killed everybody, committed genocide.
Yes.
And the Doctor basically kind of acted very callously and kind of, you know, tortured that guy.
Yes.
But the thing is, I didn't really see too much of a problem. Like, the Doctor's kind of just tired and pissed off with people like that. And it's just... I guess it's just one person. And
that
I don't know.
That part is not the allegory for the Israel-Palestine thingy. That part is not. It just showed a side of the Doctor's personality, like that time when David Tennant was almost burning down everything. Remember?
Yeah.
So and it was Belinda who had to go and stop him.
Did he know about did the Doctor know that he was like a survivor of the genocide or not? I can't remember. Probably should have watched it before, but...
No, he didn't. He didn't at that point, no.
Oh, okay.
Then he did tell him, I believe, and then he stopped, which is what, again, it reinforces why the Doctor should never travel alone.
But then it gives him over to the side which massacred his people.
Yeah.
So he basically just gives him back to his captors, and like there's no sympathy there or anything. And that feels a little bit... It does feel quite out of character for the Doctor to kind of just give him away like that.
Yeah.
Put him in a different prison, but don't give him back to the people who destroyed his people. That's kind of wrong.
It is either two-way. Either they were really trying to put forward Israeli thought process through the Doctor, or they were showing that even the most well-meaning of efforts to intervene according to the law is just gonna reinforce existing inequalities, as in if I go for a protest for Palestine and then I don't know, hit a few shop windows and I get turned over to the police and then I get deported, it's not equal. The guy had his planet harvested, his people burned and killed and taken away and starved, and then I believe that is not the same as what he was going to do. What was he going to do?
I'm going to kill 3 trillion people or something.
Oh well, that sounds quite bad.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
But in real life, that is not true. That is not the correct representation of Palestinian people. Palestinian people are not out there occupying other people's country. They want the right to exist as dignified human beings and have the right to have their own culture and land. That is not what that guy was doing anyways, so...
Well, yeah, no, as in, he didn't take he just took a 100% terrorist approach.
Yes.
And went to basically kill a load of people.
Terrorism,
so it's like, but do you want us to take this guy as a villain or a hero? I don't think it was very clear what he wanted us to do. And overall, I just didn't really care much for the episode, really. Getting away from all the political side, I found the lack of aliens quite disturbing, you know, because it was just interstellar, meaning races across the universe, and there were just a few like masks from the Rings of Akaten in the background. It's like, no, I wanted to see more alien stuff. I wanted to see more alien songs and things like that. The Eurovision stuff was really, really just not a part. It was just set dressing. It really wasn't really part of the episode.
I believe
it would have been nice to see no humanoids at all for the entire thing. That would have been so. It would have been. Well, it was the most expensive episode so far, apparently, of Doctor Who ever made.
Really?
It's like, where the fuck did that money go? Was it just to the CGI? Because I know that's expensive, but was it just to that? So I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a 4. I didn't really care too much about it.
Aside from the political factor, what I really appreciated was the humour. There was a lot of humour in the episode.
Graham Norton was in it,
yeah.
and Rylan was in it, which is cool. I quite find him quite funny, Rylan. And it was written by the first ever trans writer for Doctor Who on screen, which is obviously a landmark. Just kind of a shame this one was a bit shit though, really.
It wasn't to me. I quite enjoyed it a lot, and but I don't know what the fuck was Mavity. But
oh yeah, you don't know about that.
Yeah, so apart from that, I believe it was quite good, as in like, but also he didn't take the terrorist approach. There were full galaxies and universes benefiting from his planet getting harvested, so they were equally complicit. So, and you do not owe your oppressor kindness. So in that sense, it's a very tricky situation, and I like that they left that grey area for us to discuss and kind of think about. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Don't kill each other on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just have a chat. You know, no one's going to see eye to eye on this.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, but free Palestine, free Gaza.
Exactly. Right. Well, next one is Wish World, which
one is?
The Doctor waking up in bed with Belinda Chandler.
Oh yeah, that episode didn't even work for me because the moment the Doctor woke up in bed with Belinda and kissing and they have a daughter, I was like, yeah, nah, this is like some alternative reality.
Yeah, I mean, they just spent far too long in the alternate thing for me. I know the whole point was to get the Doctor to doubt it, and then that would bring Omega back, but. Yeah. I don't know. We do this so much where there's like these alternate realities and things, and I wasn't taking it seriously because it's been done so many times before, but across so many different mediums that I don't really have too much to say other than the fact that I wasn't really that invested. I like the unit office looking quite different, and like the different. Well, it was a different power dynamics, but Kate Stewart was a woman and she was still in charge. I would have thought maybe Colonel Ibrahim would have been in charge. So that would have fit Conrad's vision a little bit more. But then again, he was foreign, so maybe.
But then it wasn't really unit. It was like an office kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. But no, I liked how it was like. It's showing kind of the horror of if we did live in we do live in a far right world, but an even further right world. Where the disabled basically aren't even a thought to Conrad.
That's why they were invisible.
Yeah, they're completely invisible. That was really interesting.
That was really.
Oh, and Faris, who's a big Doctor Who YouTuber, was actually there, which was really cool.
Do you think once you get be a big Doctor Who YouTuber, they will ask you to be on the set?
Yes.
And you will be like, no, this is wrong. No, do it that way.
Well, yeah, they kicked me off the set if I did that, wouldn't they? I'd have far too much to say.
Yeah.
But no, that whole aspect I did enjoy. It was a different approach to the different universe kind of thing. But at the same time, I would rather the Doctor and Belinda just not been in this one. I would rather have just seen how the Wish World played out for this episode, and then at the end, then the Doctor comes in, to be honest, because I think there was just much more to say about the Wish World without the Doctor in it, because we know that the Doctor's going to change by the end of it. He's not going to stay like this. So the whole episode I was just waiting till the end and waiting for that. Oh, because we knew who the Rani was last time. I just wanted to see more of the Rani because I like the Rani.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah. I quite liked Wish World in the sense that it really kind of, what do you say, put in visual what Conrad's ideology looked like, as you said, and also a lot of politics about perception, and disabled people or people who are off the norm are not perceived. Because I went on to a tangent about, I remember you were in the bed and I was lecturing you about the concept of perception and the invisible man. So when we were reading reader response theory, and it is a way in which certain things are perceived and then certain things are not, in the sense when the black man was invisible to the white society, and that did not consider him at all in its running. Same thing went to the disabled people.
Well, that's it's definitely props to Russell T Davies for doing a story like this.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just wouldn't have the balls to even mention
Yeah.
the whole disabled segregation, or whatever the word
exactly.
say, you know.
And he did it with humor, because at one point it was like, hurry up, they're coming.
Yeah,
It was humorous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because people think, oh, should I laugh at that or not? But I think it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It was read out by disabled people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was proofread by
Rather than
disabled
just
people. So
rather than just completely erasing them off because it's too difficult, to include them in that narrative just enriches the episode. So in that way, I quite liked it. The other thing I really liked was the Bone Palace and the Bone Dinosaurs.
Oh, the Bone Dinosaurs are amazing.
Loved it.
Yeah, I loved those. Those were great.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. For me, the Bone Palace stuff, I don't think I really cared too much. But when they said Omega is coming back, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. But you did predict it, didn't it?
Did I?
Because of the Bone Palace had this one seal of something.
They had the seal of Rassilon, so I thought maybe they were going to bring Rassilon back. But I think in the episode, subconsciously, I was thinking, wait, are they actually going to bring Omega back? Oh, there's no way. They don't have the rights to him anymore. But no, Omega, well, obviously we'll talk about that in the finale. There's much more to talk about. But no, I like the bi-generated Rani. I like, but I don't like how she was eaten. But we'll talk about that later. I would rather stuck with that Rani than Mrs. Flood. But mind you, Anita Dobson does have a lot more charisma than Archie Punjabi. I think that's the actress's name. Cool to see the Rani back, and she's got a rather sonic screwdriver. It was like the whole meme of who is this character in this season? It's the Rani. Every time a new season comes out, like, it's the Rani, and it finally was the Rani, which is cool. Now I can stop fucking asking that question.
Yeah.
And Susan, I forgot. Susan made a cameo in the Interstellar Song Contest, but we'll talk about that when we talk about the finale, and I feel like we're going to be talking about the finale a lot, so let's just get on to it. Go on. Oh, Wishworld, rating out of 10. 6. I don't know what a 6 is.
I would just give it a 7 for the props to the disabled storytelling, though I do firmly believe that Russell T Davies didn't read as much theory as I thought.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm reading too much into it.
Right, the finale. It wasn't as bad as last year's with Sutek.
Oh yeah, a lot better, but also a lot.
I feel like the Sutek one would probably hold up a little bit better on a rewatch. I think it was just like the disappointment of the Ruby Sunday arc. Apparently, the original source for the leak, the original like story outline for season 1 and 2 was that Ruby was dropped off by the Rani in the past.
Oh.
And basically it was meant to be Ruby waking up in the Wish World, as in she was meant to stay on for season 2, but obviously she didn't stay.
She did, yeah.
So it would have all kind of tied into each other a lot better, hence why Poppy was even in there in the first place. Like this kid
that's her space baby.
Yeah, this kid that Belinda's never met before.
Yeah.
So that was like hastily rewritten.
Belinda met that kid once in the barber shop.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what that was all about. But yeah, what was I going to say? Finale. Go on.
Started off well, and then the further it
started off really well.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying it.
Further it went, it just kind of like spiraled out of control. Like it was just beyond help after one point. What my complaint with this was, what the fuck did they do with Rogue's character? He was supposed to come back. Instead, we got a cameo of him on television with bad CGI with burning flames.
There's probably not even any CGI. It's probably all just 2D compositing. But anyway, that was a bit shit. I never cared about Rogue. So.
Rogue was meant to come back. Do you know how hard I was rooting for him after the Bridgerton episode?
It was pretty silly, wasn't it? Him coming back in that TV script.
Yeah!
It was
either bring him back in whole or don't bring him back. The Doctor, we could have gotten a Doctor companion. Like a love companion.
Maybe he should have been in the finale and something.
Yeah, he should have.
Properly. I don't know why I'm forgetting about what the fuck happened. What happened?
Omega ate one of the Ranis.
No, but that's like really further on in the episode.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just start from there. We'll just go to Omega. You'd never seen... You saw that clip from the Three Doctors,
yeah.
but you'd never seen the episode.
That clip from the Three Doctors is so funny though.
I should have been a god! We didn't get that. We didn't get Omega, we just got like... I don't know.
Mythical version of Omega
mythical
was
version of
turned
Omega.
into the legend himself. The fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's nonsense. They just needed that little returning character buzzword.
Yeah,
to
and
get
do
him
you
to
know
watch
what
it.
that design of Omega reminded me of?
What?
The Mummy.
From?
The film, The Mummy.
Oh, really?
The bandaged mummy and them, all of that. It just reminded me of the Mummy, the design. And so I was slightly disappointed.
Well, it just wasn't even the character it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It just felt like a big rah monster.
Yeah.
And like
and then
that
he
was
just shot
never.
him off with a screwdriver.
No, with the time thing from the clock or whatever.
Oh, the.
But yeah, no, like it was an Omega. There's no getting around it. You're not fooling anybody, Russell. Oops. It was definitely not Omega, and I'm basically just taking it off. It was just a fragment of his toenail or something, which turned into a evil zombie thing. I mean, I don't have much more to say other than the fact that it was very, very disappointing that we didn't actually just get Omega proper.
Why does this thing not stand?
Forget it. Leave it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I thought I had a lot more to say, but then again, everybody's already said everything about this episode. I really enjoyed the action sequence in Unit. I thought that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Overall, I didn't really mind it as much as some people did. It was just the last 20 minutes, which was all just hastily rewritten because Ncuti wasn't supposed to leave. We know that, even though they're pretending that he was supposed to only do 2 seasons. So yeah, I was bored out of my mind when that last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was on the floor like, oh my god, just get on with it.
He was throwing things at the TV.
Yeah, I was. So how can an episode do that? Be so good and then make me throw things at the TV?
My problem with Omega was it was defeated too easily, and we didn't see the full thingy. It was genuinely a very scary design, but it was just a little bit of his body, so we didn't see the whole thing to kind of give us the magnitude of how scary the thing is. So it was just like,
It was dumb. I like the weird little Hellraiser lady women on the computer.
Oh yes, that was cool. That was cool.
They were good.
Yeah.
Props to the art department there. I mean, obviously, I got to give credit where credit's due. There was the best looking finale we've probably ever had.
Love the bone dinosaurs.
Yeah.
As well,
yeah. But what do we say?
I'm not sure with the ending because I love Billie Piper. I think she would do a fantastic job, but we also think that Billie Piper is not the Doctor.
I don't care.
But
to be
also
honest,
we saw the 14th Doctor. No, 13th Doctor.
Oh yeah, Jodie came back. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
She was
cool.
so cute.
That was probably like one of the highlights of the episode for me. I think if people go back and rewatch this episode, I think it's not a 0 out of 10. There definitely was a lot of redeeming stuff to it. I kind of did enjoy how they kind of Ruby's kindness basically saved Conrad. You know? But mind you, did his far right views come from the fact he didn't have a dad or what? It's like
doesn't matter.
It's a bit unclear, but at the same time there was the sentiment there, I guess. So the actual meat and bones of the episode I liked. It's just the fact when Poppy comes into the picture, it's like who cares? She was just made up, she wasn't real.
Yeah, but then she was real.
Why are we spending 20 minutes on this?
I still don't know if Poppy's real or not.
No, I don't think anybody does really. Like when they were folding up that baby's costume thingy, Poppy's costume, it should have just ended there. There was no need to extend it.
But then how would they show that the Doctor regenerated? They had to do it.
No. They should have just done Fade to Black. They should have just gone, that's it, that's the end of Ncuti Gatwa's era. But instead they did the whole stunt casting approach, which you can either do 2 things, bring back David Tennant or bring a celebrity into it. I would have rather they'd have gone with Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I'm just just a famous name.
Brad Pitt.
I think Heisenberg would have been my pick. Forgot his name.
Brad Pitt? I would have loved Leonardo DiCaprio.
That would have been good.
Yeah. As
But too expensive.
But his companions are always less than age 25. If you get it, you get it.
Well, they should have just done a stunt casting for one episode. It's like Ncuti Gatwa turns into a really famous actor just for one episode, just to get people like in the cinema or something like that. That would have been cool.
But there was this one comment I read on Instagram about it was, while I do appreciate it being Billie Piper, if Billie Piper is the Doctor, we don't know. I do love Billie Piper myself. I think she would do a good job. But what that Instagram comment said was, it is kind of disrespectful to the original, the beginning, as in the Christopher Eccleston and Rose.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just milking it dry, isn't it? It's just milking the nostalgia dry.
That Instagram comment said that Russell T Davies is so much into his ego stroking phase that he doesn't realise that he's disrespecting the show.
No, I think it's less of that, and it was just more of a panic, because they just did not see Ncuti leaving. As in, Ncuti probably left. Well, he probably left after it was filmed, because they did film the original ending with him and...
Ruby.
No, Belinda. Dancing at a club, and then it was just going to go to Susan, which was all just wasted. It's like, how dare you do that with, like, the original companion, as in, if it was just going to just be that one cameo, then alright, fine. But the promise of kind of setting it up that we're going to meet the Doctor's granddaughter again and stuff like that.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Keep referencing her all the time. It's like, build it up to something that's satisfying, please. Like, why couldn't we just have like a 5-minute sequence at the end of the episode before he regenerates as well? Why don't he just go to Susan's house in the future and just like regenerate with his granddaughter?
Yeah.
That would have been so much better. As in, like, it would have been so emotional, you know? It's like, Grandpa, you look exactly the same.
But I thought...
Not really.
But my question is, I thought Time Lords have counter-produced their steroids.
Oh, fuck all that shit. No, I'm just like fantasizing about my perfect ending.
Oh, okay.
You know, it should have just, been at Susan's house. David's passed away, the woman she got married to. They're rebuilding society after the Dalek invasion, and the Doctor's like, I needed to see you before I lost this face, and that kind of thing, as like a kind of a bit of a goodbye to the classic series, I guess, you know, to the nostalgic elements, and then kind of go forward and do something new afterwards. That would have been a good save. There's no reason why they couldn't have done that. It's not as if Carol Ann Ford's schedule's booked. You know, she's like nearly 90. I don't know, she might still be working, I don't know. But disappointing. To sum up the finale, loved the first half, and then as soon as Poppy went missing, my attention span went missing too. So I give the episode a 5 out of 10. I think that's fair. But,
I don't even know where I would do this, so I'm just gonna give it like no comment.
No comment out of 10. There you go. Okay, series 2. We won't keep this too long. Like, in summary, a lot of potential, just kind of led to a very underwhelming end. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, it's not a nice feeling to have. At least we didn't see it in the cinema at midnight like we did with that pile of shit last year. But I'm just kind of sick of them like bringing back classic villains to just do nothing with them. It's like,
I think they should
bother?
just invent a new one.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, make new monsters, new villains. If you're gonna do stunt casting, then go with a big name that's not been in Doctor Who before. They'd be worth the money because I'm sure you get it back. We'll talk about the Disney deal and all that kind of thing in another video about how that's all fallen through. But the future is looking a bit bleak, unfortunately. But at the same time, it's not be doom and gloom. Let's live in hope that things will get better.
This is what you say to yourself after every season, don't you?
No, every morning I get up and I go, Doctor Who will be good this year. Doctor Who will be good this year. Basically, that's my life, really.
Pretty much.
But yeah, thank you.
And ever since I have been starting watching this with you, even I low-key go, please be good this time.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those seasons that just messes you around so much. But yeah, you know, ups and downs. Like every season of the show.
We did enjoy it on the whole.
But we enjoyed, for the most part, we enjoyed the season. It just really does leave a bitter taste in your mouth, though, doesn't it, when the ending's that shit. But I don't know, we'll rewatch it at some point and enjoy the good ones. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you, my dearest fiancée, for joining me on this quest.
As if I have anywhere else to go.
Exactly. You're literally held at gunpoint right now.
Yeah.
That ring means you make Doctor Who videos for life. I'm joking. Right, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this style of video, not editing, not because I'm lazy, but yeah, thanks for your time, guys. And let me know what you thought down below of season 2.
Be nice.
Be nice, and head over to the MonoSupreme
If you
eBay
do
store.
not be nice, I will comment back. And I'm an internet veteran.
She'll do it.
I will do it, I swear. Be nice.